Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake-up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul, and today we are gathered to say some nice things about ourselves. I want to say thank you very much for everybody who shares this stream. You guys are increasing the reach tremendously, and really only about 30% of the views on these videos come from the people who know me or are watching this. A full 70% of them come from friends or friends of friends, and a lot of times people I don't even know. So thank you guys so very much for sharing it around the world. Y'all rock. All right, so we are going to be working with my I Am deck today. This I Am deck is full of positive, beautiful affirmations, things that we can say about ourselves in the morning before the world has an opportunity to say lousy things about us. It's so interesting, this world, this society that we live in is so negative on the individual. And I can understand why. I mean, society's job, and society is by definition the collective. But in order for a collective to be strong, each individual in the collective must be strong. And so we are here to really strengthen ourselves, bolster ourselves, and give ourselves faith that we can do it today, to fight back against that negative self-talk that is inside of so many of our heads. And with some people, it's more often than others. I feel like I am incredibly fortunate that negative self-talk does not permeate my head very often, and that when it does, I recognize it so quickly and shut that shit down. So we're going to pull a card off my I Am deck. I am going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. You're going to respond out loud, I am the affirmation on the card. Then we're going to write it down in the chat, and then we are going to discuss it and affirm each other. It's going to be a wonderful time. So let's get started by pulling one off and saying, today, I am adaptable. I am adaptable. I accept changes and can adjust to any situation. So I am adaptable. I accept changes and can adjust to any situation. Are you adaptable? You are adaptable. You accept changes and can adjust to any situation. Yes, adaptability. Has anybody ever woken up and then had their day go exactly as planned? I probably count on one hand the time that's ever happened in my life. I've had lots of things go as planned. In fact, more things go as planned or closer to planned than don't, than go completely sideways, and I have to make a totally new plan. And I feel like the ability to adapt and to change and to overcome when things don't go the way that we think they're going to go is vitally important to how we interact with the world as grown-ups. So I'm going to write that down in the comments right now, and I encourage you to write it down as well. When we write these things down, we take it from a thought that's only inside of our head, and then we expand it into the world at large. It's not real until we write it. So let's write it down. Let's make it real. And in doing so, we're going to take it from a thought form and put it into a physical form, because our fingers have to move in order to write those letters. We have to take thoughts in our head and turn them into reality, and to recognize that we do accept changes and can adjust to any situation. So anyways, yeah, the fact is that we are consistently adapting, and things are never, ever the same. As much as people hate change, I was reading a study, and they were talking about change as one of the foremost fears people have. It's right up there with death and public speaking and heights and dark places and small places. But change is up there. And I was considering that change is always happening. My body has changed positions 100,000 times since we started this video. Every cell in my body has moved. The light behind me has changed. Everything has changed. Everything is always changing, and we are constantly adapting to what is. I'm always finding the most comfortable place in my chair, so I'm not sliding down. If I stay in one place, I start to slide down a little bit. When I start to slide down a little bit, it doesn't work, so I have to, pick myself up a little bit. It's the same way with everything that we do. Whether our goals are big or small, we consistently have to adapt in order to achieve the goals that we've set for ourselves. So I am adaptable today. You are adaptable too. Every one of us is adapting all the time. So let's adapt intentionally. Let's adapt in such a way that we set ourselves up for future success even as we adapt. Let's adapt and let's improvise and let's dance. Let's just dance through life. Let's dance through life like children. And in doing so, we get the privilege, really, of being adults. We get the privilege of doing this amazing, beautiful life that we have in an artistic way. So adaptability is so supremely important. And I encourage you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the ways that we are all adapting together today. Guys, if you require a specific affirmation, I have all of these archived on my YouTube channel, which is linked in the video description. Really encourage you to go on over there, find the one that works wonderful for you today, that you really need, and watch it over there. Until then, I just want to say thanks so very much. I have an appointment with our fire marshal today, so it will be an absolute blast to go chat with that person. Until then, I say aloha from paradise.